Guys, this is Rupa, founder and owner of Blackshot Business Setup Services. And today we are doing an amazing event called Power of Community. And I'm so happy to invite some amazing community leaders today in our show. And these community leaders are some people who have literally created a great niche, a great name among the entrepreneurs in UAE. They are helping entrepreneurs in UAE achieve their goals faster, and they're fast tracking their achievements. So it's an amazing, I think I'm very happy to interview them today. So today, what are we going to talk about is today we will know what was their story, why they started the community, how they grew the community, and how they are adding value to those communities. So there are very interesting stories that are going to come up. I'm sure all of you are as excited as me to know what has been their story and what it is like to be a community leader. How are they handling so many people, staying motivated, keeping them motivated, staying inspired, because it takes a lot to run a community and to run a community successfully. And we have a lot to learn from these community leaders. And they always acknowledge, inspire, appreciate others, the community members, but there are very less times when their efforts are recognized. So why I'm saying this is, see, Black Swan is a business setup services company, and I'm into this for the last 8 to 9 years. And every year, on a daily basis, I'm meeting so many entrepreneurs who are coming to Dubai with lots of dreams, with lots of plans, and they are it's getting opportunities because Dubai is a land of opportunities. They get so many opportunities. They're making the best use of it, and they keep growing year on year. However, still I see some years people do wrap up their business and go back. So once I was just doing a brainstorming with my team members that what are the problems, why are they going back? So obviously, going out of business, getting stuck with some vendor who was not credible, uh, not getting right ideas at the right time, not getting right helping hand at the right time. There are many reasons why they wrap up and go back to their home country. So we sat and we thought, how can we solve these problems so that these entrepreneurs can stay back? Even one problem is that, especially when they are in problems, they don't have much family members here, much friends over here because 60% are expats. And that is the moment when they give up or they don't fight with the problem for long because they don't have many motivators around them. No, they don't have many people to cherish their happiness or to support them in problems or situations. So, what is that one solution which can solve all these problems? So, I was just thinking and I thought, okay, let's go back to my own story. As an entrepreneur, I have faced the same challenges. What helped me come out of those issues? And what I saw is that when I started my business, how I had trust in the power of community, and I was networking left, right, and center, going to every community I can. And as soon as I got some communities which are aligned with my goals and my values, I immediately joined those communities. And what happened with me is I got a network of amazing people, the kind of people I wanted to accelerate my growth. There was ice breaking in between. I immediately gained credibility among the entrepreneurs. I started getting more and more opportunities. People started trusting and giving business, passing business. I started getting different minds or ideas from other entrepreneurs on areas where I was not good at. So, being in these communities started helping me in getting business, in getting ideas, in solving my problems. I made amazing relationships through these communities. They kept me motivated. They literally helped me expand my business in different countries, in different industries, and it became a success story. And then I literally realized that my trust on communities, it increased a lot. And I can say I'm a brand ambassador of power of community. And any entrepreneur who comes to UAE and who wants to grow or accelerate their growth, I will anytime suggest them to knock the right room and get inside the right room. Meet the right people, keep the right circle around you, and your success is definitely destined, because definitely your network is your net worth. It is said, there's a saying, and I do believe that it happens. Your network will decide your fate uh, in most of the situations. So it is very important that, especially as an expat, when you are coming to Dubai or in any new country, and you are starting a new business, and when you don't have a lot of right set of people around you, it is very important that you join the right network, and start networking and building relationship with those right set of people who can help you, achieve your goals faster, and who can be your guide throughout your journey, who can help you, you know who can just give you a shoulder in your good and bad times. I think sometimes we just need that. And these communities have literally done that for me. So let me tell you who are our guests today. So our first guest is Mr. Bijay Shah, who is the pioneer of bringing BNI in UAE. As you know, BNI, it's one of the most organized referral network, and a lot of entrepreneurs are trusting BNI and are BNI members and are vouching for BNI, how it has helped them in their business. Our second guest is Mr. Muneer Samnani, who's from Mastermind. It's an amazing community again, who's helping entrepreneurs brainstorm who's becoming a brain for your business, and different entrepreneurs are coming together and solving problems of each other. That's amazing. And our other two guests are two women community leaders, which is Bilna Sandeep and Dana. Bilna is from Homepreneurs Club, and she's helping people who are working from home. She's hand holding them and creating a different, helping them come out of that zone and not feel so homepreneurs, and help them grow their journey from their home itself. And Dana is there from Mumpreneurs. Finally, somebody thought of, moms, and especially working moms who are entrepreneurs, and she understands their problem and how she's helping them create a niche in the market and create a name for themselves, and handle their daily challenges. So that's very important. So our first guest is here, who's Bijay Shah from BNI. I would like all of you, wherever you are sitting, to give a round of applause for Bijay. Hi, Bijay. How are you?
Wonderful, Rupa. Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful to have you on the platform. And I hope you know that today we are talking on power of community. And definitely you're the first person who comes on my mind when we are talking about community, because what you have done is wonderful for all the entrepreneurs. So Vijay, it's today we are meeting other three community leaders, Muneer from Mastermind, Bilna from Homepreneurs, and Dana from Mumpreneurs. And we all are today going to talk about what has been your story. Why did you choose to become a community leader? What was your journey like? What were your hurdles? How did you overcome it? And moreover, now what's in there for the entrepreneurs? How are you adding value, and why they should come to you? So Vijay, since you are our first guest who's with us, I would really like to know, obviously our audience would like to know what is BNI, and I would like to know what made you bring BNI to UAE.
Thank you, Rupa. So, in a nutshell, BNI stands for Business Network International. It's what we call a referral network. It's basically a community of business people coming together, meeting on a regular basis, in this case, weekly, building relationships with the intention to see how they can support each other by referring business to each other. It's as simple as that. So, for example, you're in a business setup, Rupa. Muneer, who's going to be on this call very shortly, he is a coach in many different ways to people. Um, so imagine, he comes across people who wants to set up a new business. Muneer would have set up a relationship with you, a trusted relationship with you, and he would say, hey, you know what? The best person who can help you do this is Rupa. And is Munir looking for any commissions or anything? Not really. He has the trust in you. You build the credibility, and he just wants to make sure that he's able to refer his friends or his contacts to somebody he can trust. And that's what happens. Now, when he does that, you feel a kind of an obligation that Munir is helping you, supporting you so much. So when you come across somebody who might be able to use his services, you refer him business. And that's really how it works. Now, it's not just two ways. You're part of a larger group, and you may be able to refer person A. Person A may be able to refer person C. Person C might be able to refer person B. So it's an ecosystem, and everybody is supporting each other. So it starts with referrals, but it actually goes way beyond that. People support each other in many, many different ways. COVID was a classic example when, it was unprecedented, things came to a standstill. And people were supporting each other in so many other ways other than just business. So that's really what it is. I know there are many others on the call, but to make it very short, the way I started this, I came across this about 20 years ago in the UK. Many colleagues of mine said, you must join this. I went to one of these groups, loved it, never got a chance to be part of it. Cut a long story short, 3 years later, found myself in Dubai with my wife. We didn't know anybody. We knew that we needed to be part of something like that. Looked around, there wasn't. It's a franchise. I put in an inquiry, and a long story short, here we are 18 years later. We took up the franchise. We never had the vision to do what we do today. We just wanted to build a network to support ourselves. But the whole journey has been very rewarding, and here we are today with a community of close to 1,000 members.
That's beautiful, Bijay. I think that is the reason why the slogan of your community is "Give us gain," because the way you said that one person is giving and then the other person is obliged, and he also gives, and that's a chain that continues. So I think this concept we already knew, but putting it into the in business is amazing. That has been done. So today we have our other guests with us. Hi, Dana. Dana is founder of Mumpreneurs UAE. Guys, wherever you are, please a round of applause for Dana. Thank you so much, Dana, for joining us. We have another amazing lady, Bilna, with us, who's founder of Homepreneurs Club. Welcome, Bilna, and thank you so much for joining us today. Hi, Muneer. Thank you so Muneer is founder of Mastermind, and thank you so much, Muneer, for joining us today. So I think
Thank
we are
you.
going to have a very powerful session today with all four dynamic community leaders with us. So I'm very excited, and I have many questions with you, but I will try my best to keep it as organized and as short as possible. So just now, Vijay explained what a community is and how it helped everybody, especially during the COVID. So Munir, I would just like to ask you: do you think that, especially during COVID, people understood the value of community more? They started valuing it more, or has it? Is there any change in the way people approach you guys, or the way people are coming to you, or the way people trust you after COVID?
So, I will give this example. Has it ever happened to you that you are giving a test in your exam and you've studied really well, and then you sit in the examination hall and you realize that all the questions that are asked are out of syllabus? What do you do? And how do you feel? That's exactly what happened in COVID. COVID was out of syllabus.
Very true.
Nobody knew the answer. When you don't know the answer, the only thing you do is you ask the other person, do you know the answer? And that's exactly what happened in COVID, where people say, can I go and talk to other people because I don't know the answer, what to do, how to deal with it. And I'm sure Bijay is here, and we've spoken also in past that people wanted to go to community to say, this is happening with me. What is happening with you? Can we share each other and learn from each other? So of course, COVID played a bigger role in establishing these communities. I'm sure both the females would be feeling the same, where people actually came to them saying, can we get some help? And I think COVID worked in favor of for all the communities. And I think after that, people have also realized that it is important to be part of communities, because at the end of the day, we are all lonely at the top, whether they are entrepreneurs or executives or professionals. So, is there a place where I can go and ask, and people can just share their experience? And I think that that's what I think all the four communities are doing right now.
You're very right, Muneer. I think we all felt it, and I think we all were going to the way we were touching all the delivery people for foods. It's the same demand was for communities, because people wanted to belong somewhere. People wanted some shoulder to cry or some ears to tell their problems. So, Muneer, we were just talking with Vijay, and Vijay introduced what is BNI and how BNI is working, and how he brought BNI to UAE. Again, but for you, Munir, you started something absolutely new in UAE. So I just want to know, what was your struggle in starting a new community, making your own set of rules, making the structure absolutely by yourself, going through the experiments, goods and bads. How was that experience for you, and how much time it took for you to establish that, successfully launch your community?
So we started Mastermind in 2019. The idea of Mastermind came from a book called Blue Ocean Strategy. And when it came to me, I went to my Mastermind group, who were a group of friends, to say, do you think I should start? And they said, Masterminds are a free community, nobody pays money for it. That's the worldwide concept. And I had made free few communities, but they never survived, because they didn't get a leader to run it. And as a leader, I didn't want to do it for free. So this was my concept, and I think all of four of us have probably used this in a different way. There are early adapters and there are late adapters.
Yeah.
Right? Early adapters are people who say, oh, there's a new iPhone, I want to use it. I don't need to know how good it is. Late adapters are people who say, let everybody use it, let me see the review, and then I do it. So when I started Mastermind, even though I was a coach for last 8-10 years, and people knew me as a business coach in corporate and as SME coaching expert, people still were difficult to say, how do I trust you as a community leader? My thing was very simple. Let's go and talk to as many people in our circle to say, I'm starting a mastermind community. Do you think this will benefit you? And I started talking in January, and April 13, 2019, we got our first 10 people of Mastermind who were ready to invest money on my name. And these were my early adopters, and said, okay, we'll try with you. At least you'll give us some value in a year, and then we can see. And then we had to give I had to give my 100% to that group to ensure that the story starts, circulating.
Ready.
Yeah. And then by April, May, June, we had a next group coming up of 10 people each. And then you are one of our person who joined earliest when Mastermind started to jump in and say. In fact, Rupa was invited by somebody else to attend the orientation of Mastermind, and that's how Rupa got into Mastermind.
Absolutely, and I have been, I've got the value that I wanted to. So, with the same note, Dana, I would like to ask you, like Vijay and Munir shared their story, how they launched their community and what was the challenge that they faced. So, Dana, for mompreneurs, because I understand that it is especially for working moms and mom entrepreneurs, what was your challenge to make these moms commit to the community, especially when they already have so much on the plate? They have their families, house, kids, and as being a new mom, I understand how you can say overwhelmed and exhausting you feel as a mom and an entrepreneur. So how you made them commit to the community? Because I know when you start a community, it is very important that each and every community member give a commitment, whether it is of time, adding value or whatever. So how you did it?
Yeah, well, I say the only commitment which comes from entrepreneurs is from me.
Okay.
We don't ask our members to commit. They join when it suits them. We join when they need us, and then we move on, and then we come back when they need us again. So our community is not a paid community. Some of the events are paid, some events are free, but it's something which it's based on the principle of three principles of connect, support, inspire. And I think that this is when we created this is mother entrepreneurs, this is what we need in our journey. And they come there, as they say, to commit. They commit when they want to connect, they come and connect. When they have a question, they need someone, they, like looking for clients or referrals or where can I find something, then they come in and they get the support. And when they inspire, when the stories, as a friend of mine said, who was part of it, said, if she can do it, I can do it too. So they come and they tap into this, and they come when they need it, and then when they feel they're all right, when they move to other communities like BNIs or that. But there's, they still come back when they feel they need any of these three pillars of
this is so beautiful, Dana, and I think it is a strategy as well, because for mothers the main thing is commitment, and you have just eliminated that factor, that okay, no commitment, now you say. And I think that brings a comfort zone for us, because as mothers the biggest thing that we are scared of is committing to something else, because we know there's too much on our plate. So that is wonderful, Dana. So what inspired you to start Mumpreneurs?
In my own journey, Rupa. I was a mother entrepreneur coming back from after just having my son, and was really my confidence was gone, like no contacts, how do I start again? And I was lucky, and I come across a new coaching program which I joined and gave me the way back. And then I connected with other mother entrepreneurs. We made a book club, and I saw meeting every week and talking on a subject on entrepreneurship and other things, as you expect, mothers together become friends. I realized how much I was looking forward to it, and how much support they gave me, brainstorming, what shall I do? What is it? Even Mumpreneurs has started a question to them saying, shall we do a networking event or shall I do a workshop talking about entrepreneurship? And they said, networking event. And this is how it started. So it was an idea from other mompreneurs to form this.
That's
community.
So beautiful, Hannah. So lovely to hear your story. So, Bilna, I would just like to, to continue the same phase. Like, do you think we need more communities for women and more community leaders, more women community leaders?
Definitely. So, what I see is that, I'm always inspired by the leaders who lead me, right? But if I can relate more to them, then it's much more better. So, for us, like as a woman myself, when I see my leader, if they have also gone through the similar stories as me, similar struggles as me, then I have a hope that they have reached somewhere, they are leading us, because still they went through all the same situations that I am still going through. So that is the reason why I feel women leadership is also hugely important, because then the women feel included, they feel that their stories are also being heard, and then they also get the hope that I can also be in that leadership role. It doesn't matter, just that I'm a woman, because I have all these problems, but I can still do it because my leader is doing that. So I believe women leadership is important for communities as well, so that they feel much more connected and related to it as well.
Okay, that's amazing. So, my question to both Dana and Bilna, because homepreneurs is especially for people who are working from home, and mompreneurs especially who are playing the role of mom and going through the challenges. So, my question is to Bijay and Muneer. Before I ask Dana and Bilna, that let's say, Bijay, there's just a situation, imaginative situation. If you were working from home, absolutely, let's say your business is running. Would you like to join a club, a homepreneurs club, where there is all women? But being a male, would you like to join it, or will there be any reason that will not make you join the club? Anything, any ego or any situation, will you join a homepreneurs club?
Good question, Rupa. Thank you. I would certainly consider it. I don't see why not. So if it's open, I would love to explore and see exactly how it complements what we do, and if there's value, then I would certainly like to be part of that. So no
And
harm
Bilna,
in.
do you have plans to entertain? Because see, Homepreneurs Club, even men are working from home. So are you planning to make it open for men as well?
So as of now, it's right now women only community. The reason why we keep it women only again is because right now I am the face of the club. I am one of the leaders of the club, and just like I said, I know what struggles I go through as an entrepreneur, right? I'm not saying men don't have struggles. Both men and women, we all go through struggles, whatever. Because, but the kind of struggles that we go through might be different. The kind of help a guy who is a business owner needs might be a bit different from what a woman needs. So when I'm leading the club, I know what are the possible struggles the leaders are going through. But if there are men, I am not saying I cannot lead them, but maybe I may not be able to anticipate the issues that they are going through, right? And so the reason why we kept it niche specific to women is that because like we need to serve the communities, but if we try to serve everyone, maybe nobody would get a result. But if we have that exact niche, we know exactly who we are serving, then we can go deep dive into it and we can make sure that their problems are being solved. So just like the commitment issue which we said, right? So a lot of women have this problem of commitment issue in terms of like being able to show up for every meeting. It may not be possible for everyone, right? They may still be running a business, they may still be having a very successful business. So in that case, so that is one of the problem that a woman faces more compared to men. So I can see like men, even if they have kids, they can directly go to office and come back and still everything at home might be fine. But when a kid falls sick, it's mostly they need their mom's attention more. I'm not saying there are some dads who do better than that, but majority of the cases this is what happens, right? So that is the reason why we kept the club format in such a way that it works well for the women, their commitment levels, but for men it might be a different set of problems that they may face. So that's
I
why we
got
have
it.
put it niche specific for
So
that.
exactly on this note, I'm asking Muneer. So Muneer, you're a single father, and you are the mother of your kids as well. So will you, choose, because the struggles that a mother is facing, you are facing almost the same struggles. You have to take care of the kids. You have to take care when they are not well and everything. So will you prefer to join a club like Mompreneurs if you are also the mom of the house?
Even if I'm not the mom, I would still would like to join mompreneurs or homepreneurs only on one condition. I should be the only male in the group.
Dana, are you ready? Are you ready for? Is your club also planning for? Because there are fathers who are also taking up the role of mothers due to different situations. So, will mompreneurs open their door for male, fathers who are, doing responsibilities of mothers as well?
I I was asked before this. I was over even given the idea you can do that, but that's preneur, and I said I'm sorry. Similar what Bilna said, I don't know the struggles. I can't. They men come. How would they relate to me? How would I explain their struggles and relate? I don't think
I
that will
understand.
work.
Yeah,
But I
absolutely. I
totally.
understand what the answer Bilna said, that if we try to solve everybody's problem, ultimately nobody will get the
Yeah,
value. So it
yeah.
is very important that, so the first message and takeaway from this first discussion we are getting is that when you are a community or building a community or joining a community, it is very important that you should have a niche, or you should have you should solve a particular purpose. It's not
Yes.
necessary that you try to solve everything. So I'm so happy that all of you know your niche, and you exactly know what value you need to add and in whose life you need to add that value. So that's a wonderful takeaway. But on this, Vijay, I would just really want to ask you, is it a good idea to be a member of different communities? Is it easy to handle? Is it more beneficial to be a part of different communities, or is it more exhausting?
I think it's a good question, Rupa. It all depends what each of these communities is serving, right? I mean, you just shared each of the four of us over here, we run different communities, they serve different purposes. So they can complement each other. But ultimately, it comes down to the effort and time that you have to put into each of these. Whether there's commitment or not, if you really want value out of it, if you want them to work, you're going to have to put in the time. So as much as, for example, Dana says, in the community that she has, there is no commitment, which is fine, of course. But if I'm gonna be part of the community to get value, I am gonna have to put in the time that is required. So I need to ask myself, firstly, do I have the time? And does it complement, my, what you don't want to do, Rupa, is be part of multi communities which all serve a common purpose. Then you're like a butterfly, in different places. There are many social butterflies out there that like to go to every network event and everything that's happening out there. But then when it comes to ultimately all of these, if you listen to Dana, if you look at Bilna, Muneer, all of these things, not only time, but it's about relationships. You're going to have to build relationships with those networks. And that also takes time. So you want to make sure that you're working on quality relationship building as opposed to just making tons of connections. I don't think it's going to get you far. Does it answer the question, Rupa? You're muted, Rupa.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I think there's some connection problem. So yeah, I absolutely resonate with it because because building relationship is also important. So if we try to go everywhere, but we are not able to give time to people and build that relationship, the purpose is not going to solve. That's very right, Vijay. But then Vijay, how are you? Because see, there are so many communities and people are confused where to go. How are you keeping your community members motivated and inspired so that they stay with you or they hang on with you? What sacrifices you have to do, or do you lead by example? What is your strategy to do that so that your community members don't feel the need of going and joining other communities? Can you hear me? Muneer, Bilna, Dana, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
yes.
think okay. I think we lost Vijay. So Muneer, can you answer me this? That when we are going and so many communities. One second. So how are you keeping your community members motivated and inspired so that they don't feel the need of going to other communities or leave the community, something like that? Because I'm sure when you're dealing with communities, there's so many people and everybody's like looking at you like this and they are like looking up to you, and the whole responsibility of keeping them alive in your community is you. How do you do that? Because that's a big responsibility.
So this is my people people can become part of 2 or 3 communities
Yeah.
until and unless they should know what I want from each community. Like I'm part of BNI from last 11 years and I exactly know what I want from you, right? So if you know, it's always good to know. I think Dan also said when a mompreneur can come back and then get graduated to another community, it's a perfect harmony and an ecosystem. I think that goes on. Um, how do you stay motivated, or how do you keep your people motivated? I think there's only one thing that I have always been asking myself is how can I add more value to my clients or people in my community? When I'm trying to answer that question, I am actually looking at the pain points of my clients and say, if I can address this in a much better and easier way that can help them to go to next level, then that conversation is alive or that person is alive in the community. And I think also the another part that I really truly believe is keeping in touch with your community people. I think if you are in touch with the community people, if you are meeting them regularly, getting in touch. I mean, Rupa, when I don't hear from you for a long period of time, you immediately get my message. Hi, everything okay? Is Itisalat working for you? Or have you blocked me? And I send some messages where they immediately respond to say, no, I'm okay. I'm busy with this. It's just keeping in touch and understanding what is happening in that member's life. I think that helps them, stay alive, stay connected with you.
So you're saying that relating with them personally and keeping a track of whether I'm solving the problem for which the
Yeah,
person joined the community,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the essence of keeping the members alive in the community.
Yeah.
So, in
Yeah.
the same note, I would just like to ask all of you, because as a community, what I'm seeing that all four of you, the core of the community is help, like helping people to solve their particular. So, what you think? My this question is to Vijay and Dana. So, Vijay, what you think is community building? Should we take it as a charity because there's the big word help in it, or is it, or can it be a good business as well?
My apologies. I think I had some connection issues. If I heard your question correctly, I think you're discussing whether you can do this as a business or can you do it probably as a voluntary charity. Look, the BNI network that we run, it is a business. It's a full-time business. I don't make qualms about hiding that fact. It is a franchise system. It's global. It's been around for the last 38 years. So I personally feel, a network like that, because I'm fully committed, I want to make sure that our members, we deliver on our promise, our brand promise, and we're fully committed to it so we can deliver what we say, and they get the result. When you do it as a part-time, when you do it voluntarily, I'm not too sure whether the commitment will be there. That's not to say that there are other networks which don't work. But I certainly feel that, as a business, this has been very, very successful. And it's actually a win-win-win. It's not just about a business for us. It's about giving value to members and for them to receive the value that they expect. And they also benefit as a result. So everybody wins.
Shall I continue? We lost Rupa.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Dana. So, what do you feel? Is it a charity or can it be a business as well?
Well, it's at the moment it's both. We have a trade license. Some of the events are being paid, so there is revenue. Now there is not revenue to cover the effort, so it's not full-time business for me. My full-time business is business coaching. I mean, full-time. I try to balance them both.
Okay.
So, but what I'm moving towards, which is something that I'm developing at the moment, with bringing a value that people are willing to pay for. Something that I can, with the amount of commitment that I have, to create something that will generate revenue. So it's something that I'm working on at the moment.
Okay, so I understand that a community, yes, we can make money from it. It can be a business if we are giving our time to it and not to some other profession. However, the core has to be help, because in a community, if we cannot help, we cannot build the community and we cannot make money or any other advantage that we are looking from it, whether it is
It's
name, fame, money, or followers, whatever.
it's
So,
creating value. Sorry, Rupa, to interrupt. It's
yes.
not help. What kind of help? It's creating value, knowing who is your community, what they need from you, like we say, your customer, what is their pain points, what do they desire, and offer that value. And this is that, if that's value, it's they can pay for.
Absolutely, that's amazing. And so, Muneer, on the same note, I would just like to ask: let's say when it comes to community, obviously anybody who comes to the community feels key. What will I get from it? Like if I'm going to BNI, I'm not thinking about what Bijay will get. I'm just thinking, okay, I will get business, I will get this. If I'm going to Homepreneurs, I'm thinking I will get this. I'm going to Mumpreneurs, I'm going to Mastermind. When people come to a community, they mostly 90% think about what I am going to get. But nobody is at the moment initially thinking about what you are going to get. So, how you guys take out that constant motivation and inspiration, and what is your takeaway from this role that you are doing? Like, this role that you have chosen, or you're committing your time, your brain, your everything to it. What are your takeaways? I'm really very eager to know that. So, I will start with Bilna. Bilna, what has been your takeaway from this?
So for me, just like today's event's name, it's always the power of community. That is what I see. Be it a paid community, be it a free community, but there's a huge power when people are coming together. How you tap into it to create revenue is different models, because I've seen there are a lot of internationally also there are some communities which is a huge group of people They don't charge them to be part of it, but probably then their revenue comes from sponsorship models or some other models. So there are different kind of models you can run a community in, but essence of it is that it's a power of community that matters, because when people come together, it brings an impact. It's a huge impact that it can turn around. It just starts from there, from that point. So for me, it's that impact and the power that the community comes. Whatever business model you put to it, it's up to you, depending on what convenience you have and what your aims are from that. But one more thing that I always tell our community members is that, especially to all the women entrepreneurs, is that there is like, since we serve a small business community in Homepreneurs Club, a lot of them have this fear of charging money for their services, when they're especially in the starting out point. So we tell them, if you are spending time on something, there should be something that comes back to you. You shouldn't be scared of charging. So I believe that I should live the talk, which is why I am also open to our community that Homepreneurs Club is a business model. It is a business for us, where I get benefit as well as they get the benefit, and all of it get the benefit. So end of the day, I would say it is how you inspire that huge group of people that come together, and if you can make them to take an action, that is going to bring a huge wave. So that's
Great.
what
So,
my take
Bilna,
is.
I'm picking up specifically two words from your this
Yes,
thing. One is eliminating fear, because
yes,
obviously when we are alone in a dark room, we are scared.
exactly.
In the
Yes,
same dark room, if there are 10 people with me, I'm less
yes,
scared. So you're
exactly.
saying that eliminating your fear plus obviously others
Yes,
add to get that power, because alone we feel weak, and when we
yes,
have people we feel more powerful. So that's
exactly.
one great takeaway, because obviously we all want to feel powerful, stay powerful, and we all want to be fearless. So I'm picking up these two words from your this thing, and that's a great takeaway. So Munir, I would like to ask you, what's your takeaway, or what's in it for you, apart from any monetary benefit that we get through membership events? That's separate. Apart from that, what's in it for you, because that you would have got from any other profession as well. So what's your takeaway, your personal takeaway?
Um, so starting a mastermind, I mean, a lot of people know I have a story behind it. I made a mastermind for myself a few years back just for fun. And we were meeting regularly and helping each other, not knowing what to do in the mastermind. And then one incident happened in my life, and it was a crisis situation. I had to go back to my mastermind to take help, and that's why I understood the power of the group, or the power of that particular people were sitting in there who helped me come out of it. And that's when I realized that, oh, forget everything. There's a lot of power when people come together. So of course, this mastermind group is chargeable and we get money, but a lot of people come to me and say how to stay positive in life. And this is my personal belief that yes, we all must be earning money or not, but at the end of the day, when you make a difference in person's life, that's the biggest benefit you get out of it, right? Of course, BJ, Dana, Bilna, they all are probably, they all must be charging or not charging. But at the end of the day, when you make a difference in someone's life, when you solve someone's problem, when you uplift somebody to go to next level, the amount of satisfaction that you get and the amount of passion or motivation you get to get up next day in the morning and do the same thing again and again is just unimaginable. It makes you really feel humble, and at the same time very powerful to say, oh, this is so beautiful. I've been able to do something in someone's life in a very small way. There's a beautiful story that this boy is on a beach, and there are these small fishes that are coming on the shore, and he's picking up each fish and putting it back in the shore, and the mother comes and says, what are you doing? And he's like, if they stay here long, they will die, so I'm trying to put them inside. And she said, there are thousands of them on the shore, and there are thousands of beaches like that. You cannot make a difference. He picks up one, he throws it back, and he says, I did it in one's life. I think that's what the power comes from, or the motivation comes from. When you make a small difference and do it one by one, step by step, and then the community comes up as big as possible. So I think that's what keeps going.
So
And
your
I'm sure all of
takeaway
them.
is, so your takeaway, your personal takeaway is that kick that you get by helping others, the
Making
self
a difference.
validation that yes, I have done, the self worth or the
Yeah.
confidence that you get when you help each and everybody. That's your personal takeaway that is keeping you motivated in your community. So Dana, what is your personal takeaway?
I subscribe to both of them. To what Bilna and Muneer said, I really love the story, Muneer, with the fish, and can I use it? It's all right. Can I? Yeah, it's amazing. I really love it. So to add to that is one is I don't know what impact I have on them. I'm showing up. I'm being consistent. I'm in line with the purpose, what they come for, to give them value. I'm being myself. It's our authenticity. It's our value. So I'm just being myself as I am, and I'm just helping, to support. And many times I don't get, because I'm here working, so I don't get. But when I meet them, when I get a chance to say, every time you put that quote in the morning, I'm thinking, yeah, that applies to me and that uplifts me. I saw that video of what you do, and that really changed for me. And I have no idea. Really, I have no idea until they tell me. So another thing to say, just do the job, just doing the job, all of us here, and know and trust that there is an impact out there. And sometimes it's not the likes. You don't get the likes. You don't get the comments. You change lives.
Right. That's really true, Dana. And Vijay, do you have anything different from them? Any takeaway that you would like to share?
I wish I had anything different, but it's pretty much the same thing. Muneer hit it on the nail, and Dana has just kind of, re-emphasized the same thing. It's a difference that you make in people's lives. If you ask me about, BNI specifically, this is a global brand, been around for a long time, and I purely consider myself to be a custodian of the brand. I don't claim to own the network. I don't claim to have, these 1,000 people under us. Tomorrow there might be somebody else running this, but we owe it to them. We have an obligation. It is making a difference in people's lives in different ways. And I'll share a very short, small story of how it got both myself and my wife Anuradha started in this. So, when we started BNI 18 years ago, the purpose was, we didn't have a big vision of what we are today. At that point in time, it was really, we need a network. We didn't know anybody in Dubai. So we said, we'll have a couple of chapters. We might have about 50 people which will support us. That's it. And at that time, my background in financial services, so I had another sort of job to do. I remember going along to one of these meetings, and an elderly gentleman who was a member, he had been a member now for a few months, he came up to me, and he had tears in his eyes, and I got a bit concerned. I was like, is everything okay? And he said, I just want to give you a hug. And I hugged him. I wasn't still sure where this was going. And as I narrate this story to you, I'm actually getting shivers down my spine. I asked him, is everything okay? He said, yes, absolutely, everything is fine. And I can't thank you enough for what you have brought and what this has done for me. And I said, what's happening? He said, well, last month, my daughter got married, and I had to give the father of the bride speech. I am the kind of person who can never speak up in public. I've never done that. I never imagined myself to do that. But it's only after being part of this organization that I gained the confidence and the skills to be able to speak. Now, we are not a public speaking organization. We don't train people in that. But what happens is, in the journey of our members, that becomes part and parcel of what they need to do. So they develop that skill set. And he had gotten that confidence, and he was able to give a father of the bride speech. And he said, that's probably the best gift I could give my daughter, because nobody in the family thought, and myself included, thought that I could do that, and I did it. And I owe it to you. And, I was like, oh my. For him, that was a big thing. And for me, had I not known about it, I wouldn't have known about it. So it touched me, it moved me. And that was the time that I decided, right, this is something that I want to do full time. Because it's stories like this where you just don't know how you're making a difference in people's lives, but you are. And even today, Rupa, and it's not just us. You are there, part of the team. There are many, many others, each of them doing their part and making a difference in hundreds or probably even thousands of people's lives out there. And that's really what keeps us going. Yes, there are days when they're not good. It's tough. You can't make everybody happy, but at the core of it, it's making a difference in people's lives. And if that, if you can do that, why not? Absolutely.
It was beautiful knowing all of your takeaway from this journey. But one question arises from this is that today all the communities are helping people trap new opportunities, do well, go ahead, move ahead. But in all this hustle, how are you promoting work life balance? Because people joining a community is again an additional task, because they already have their work, the business to run, they have their family to run, they have their friends, they have their hobbies to see, they have their daily course to be done, and now there is a community. What is your message to those people to manage their work life balance? Because when we are thinking of joining a community, a lot of times we do not do the calculation of time, and we don't work on time management, and then we burn out, and then we end up blaming the community that because I have joined I cannot do this or I cannot do that. And how do you work on how what is your message, and maybe you can give an example, how do you manage your work life balance? So I'll start with Bilna, how are you as a mom, you're a wife, you're a business owner, and now you have a community, how are you managing that work life balance?
So for me, this work-life balance is one of the reasons I even quit my corporate job. So when I was launching my business, one big goal which I had for myself was that I wouldn't burn out, and I want to have a community, not community, I mean a business which would work without me. So that was my goal right from the beginning. And I wouldn't say I have reached there. My business doesn't still work without me. There is, but I have moved out of it quite a lot. So in the last 1.5 years time, I have been able to set up systems and procedures such that I am able to like move out quite a bit. Maybe it's just very less, like I work on my business versus in my business. So I've come to that level, and this is something we tell the community members as well in Homepreneurs. So for me, because I have this other business that I run, I believe that I have to walk the talk, right? So I tell them like this is how I have done in my business. I always encourage people to start delegating right from the day one, so that they can enjoy and take benefit of being part of a community, right? Because as a business owner, you don't have to be the person who's sitting and doing all the work. You need to learn to let go. You need to be able to let go that mode, because just delegating is not enough. You need to also trust the people and systems that you yourself have put in place. So
Right.
that is what I tell the people. Once
So
if
I'm
you, I
taking
think,
these two words, like, trust and delegation. So this is
yes,
something a business owner will have to get into to join a community, or I think to
truly
justify things
enjoy.
to himself.
Yes,
Exactly,
to
to
truly
enjoy.
enjoy and being part of that, I would
Yes.
say, I mean, it doesn't happen from day one, it takes time. But if you have that as a goal, you will definitely start working towards it.
So Dana, do you do anything different to do that work-life balance? We spoke about trust and delegation. Do you have any other tip?
Something that I introduced and I'm working on at the moment is automation.
Automation.
Our group has reached a number of people because it's on Facebook and now is in a Facebook algorithm, so it's really promoted. So before we had a small number of people joining, now we have a lot. So that one has to be approved, and this is what I'm working on, automation. So that like Bilna said, it's not needed me. So before I was doing manually myself, was manageable. Now I don't. So one is automation. The other one I like to bring, and Bilna said, working on the business and in the business, and to say about people. When they join a community where this focus for us on entrepreneurship, that is working on the business. When they establish partnerships, when they get referrals, when they learn new things like how to do automation, that's working on the business. So that time that they are wasting, working in the business, they learn new ways. They make their they work is how is it they make them more efficient, more effective. So even if saying another commitment, it helps them grow their business as they
Got
work
it.
in the business.
And Munir, you have been ambassador of time management. What tip will you give to these people who really want to join communities and make a difference, but also have their own luggage to, other hustles to do. What is your suggestion to them?
So there are certain belief systems that I operate with. One, I think work-life balance is a myth, right? Work is part of your life. We cannot take work out of the life. That people need to understand. And when people say I need work-life balance, I say you don't need a work-life balance. You need a calendar in your life. Put up a calendar and follow your calendar. The life is very simple. If you are a billionaire, who will run your time or who will control your time? People come and say a secretary, which means a secretary would come and say, Muneer, it's over, let's go to next meeting. I'm supposed to stand up and go. I think everybody's got a secretary for free, which is your phone. Put a calendar on your phone when your secretary says, Yalla, go for gym, just get up and go, that's it. You're a billionaire. You just follow this and work it out. When you put everything on a calendar and you follow your calendar, you tend to achieve more. But the problem is that most of the people don't follow a calendar. So then they are struggling with, how to give time to everything else. I'll tell you one story is I was working with a client in Business Bay, and this is when Friday used to be a holiday, that off. And it was a Thursday evening. I was just stepping out at 6 p.m. and the client met me and he said, Munir, I need half an hour to talk to you. I said, it's 6 p.m., 6:30, I have another client meeting. Open up a calendar, we'll meet on Tuesday. This is the time, I'll give you 45 minutes. He said, okay, perfect. I go home, change my clothes, take my kids to a movie theater, and I meet the same client in the same movie theater. And he says, what? And I'm like, if I were to tell you I want to take my kids for a movie, you would think I'm not giving justice to you. But the moment I said it's a client meeting, you respect it. My time with my kids is my movie time with my kids is my client meeting. My time in my gym is my client meeting with myself. And the guy was very happy and he said, thank you for teaching me this lesson to respect each other's time. And every time he meets me, he always brings this story back and he says, this was something wonderful that I learned, that you just respect what is in the calendar, because he came unplanned and he just saw me and he wanted to talk. And I just had to, follow my calendar. So I think calendar is something that I would re-emphasize to everyone.
So we got 4 words: trust, delegation, automation, calendar. Vijay, do you want to add on that 5th word that we are looking for?
I'm going to add a word called harmony. Munir said the whole thing about work-life balance is a myth. I fully subscribe to that. It's a myth. It's about having harmony in your life. What that means is, whatever it is that you need to do at that moment in time, you get it done. All of us, in addition to running businesses, perhaps, we are parents, we are partners, some of us, we are sons, daughters, and we don't switch on and switch off in those roles. I'm a full-time dad, I'm a full-time husband, I'm a full-time son, I'm a full-time business leader. So all of these things come together. So you need harmony. You need to ask yourself what needs to get done. And in that moment in time, you get fully present and you get it done. The beauty about, taking a slightly different angle in the community that we have in BNI, Rupa, you form relationships which become your extended family. So you don't again consider that, right, now I'm going to switch off from here and I'm going to switch on and do this. It becomes part and parcel of what you do, who you are. The people, the connections become your extended family. I think both you, Muneer, and Rupa had a chance to, we invited you to our personal celebration that we had a few weekends ago. And that was our family, our BNI family, our personal family from abroad. That's what I call harmony. I don't think there is anything like work-life balance. But the important thing over here is these relationships have been built where business came first. Imagine a relationship where you became friends after business. They say that don't mix business and friends together. So going into business when you're already friends can have its challenges. So these are relationships and friendships which have happened as a result of going into business, and the reason why they are working is because sharing common and core values. When you have that, then you're pretty much on the same. You're aligned, fully aligned together, and they can go long way. That does become your extended.
Beautiful word to complete our solution. So trust, delegation, automation, calendar, and harmony. These are the 5 words that is our takeaway if we are planning to join communities. This is 5 things we need to bring in our life if we want to do justice to the community and our other businesses or works, whatever we are doing. So, guys, we are coming to the last phase of this session because after listening to so many wonderful things, everybody wants to know how I can join and what should I expect in your community, because I'm sure many people would like to come join you guys. So, Bilna, I would like to start from you. If anybody wants to join Homepreneurs Club, how they can join and what they should expect. What change are you bringing in their life?
So if anyone, so what I tell is you need to, first criteria is you need to be a woman entrepreneur. But you can join just by going to www.homepreneursclub.com. You will get the join button. It's as simple as just clicking the button and you get subscribed to. It's a monthly membership model, just like how you would subscribe to Netflix. You can subscribe to the group, and once you have joined, you will be our community manager will get in touch with you. They will orient you for the whole membership and your whole experience. But in terms of what you can expect is, like you said, there is a certain level of commitment, not like you have to be at every meeting, but more of like you need to commit to giving something back to that community and also building the relationship. If you don't take your effort, it's not like you hit that button and you pay the money monthly, the business is going to come to you or anything of that. So you have to put in the commitment of seeing people who are there inside the community, spending time to build those relations, and going and meeting those people. Either you go to the event or you see them in person. So that is the commitment that we expect from you, and if you do that, the results are automatically going to come to you. So this is what Homepreneurs Club joining is all about.
So, if I say the end goal with which, because today we are talking about niche. So, when I join Homepreneurs Club and if I giving my time, do I expect that I will get more business? Do I expect that I will become a better business person? Or do I expect that I will get more ideas? What is that ultimate goal that I seek when I join Homepreneurs Club?
So we run by 2 words. One is the learning element of it. One is the community element of it. So learning element is there is a lot of sessions that we do, monthly trainings which we do, which they get to attend for free. If you are a member, you get to attend them for free, and all the trainings are related to running your business. And you also get the flexibility of watching all those trainings at your own pace because it's available on your portal to watch and learn on the go. So that's the first element of the club. And the second element of it is the community. So when I say the community, it's not just the events. We also have a group, a closed WhatsApp group, a closed Facebook group where you get to interact with all the members. We also always encourage people to collaborate and come up with the complementary businesses. They can work together and grow. And we also give a lot of discounted services to the members, for themselves for running their businesses. So we do have a lot of partners on board who give discounted services to our business owners, which are related to businesses. So this is what happens when you join the club.
So I'm assuming learning and earning, you are catering to both the needs
Yes.
of especially women who are working from home. That's
Yes,
wonderful.
learning to grow your business.
Awesome. That's awesome. So Dana, how can somebody join Mumpreneurs and what can they expect?
They can join by coming to our Facebook group. This is where we build our community. It's Mumpreneurs UAE. There are a few questions. It's a private group, so they need to, like Bilna said, it's for mother entrepreneurs. We also have women entrepreneurs who are no mother. We don't exclude them. It's just that many of the timings, the topics that related to mother. This is what we cater for. But we don't exclude them. So they join, and what they expect a place where they can promote their business, their events or business. They expect a place where they can put any questions that they have regarding entrepreneurship. They expect, I'd say, a place where you can be yourself. It's there is no judgment. There is everything. It's all right. We learn. We are in it together, and we are guided by the three principles which I said at the beginning. So expect connection. What we do in the events, expect support. Any questions you have, refer clients, get answers. Any way that you can support, and expect inspiration when you hear other stories and what they do.
Awesome. So, in one line, do you have any message for the mompreneurs, to all the mompreneurs in UAE?
I'd say you are not alone.
You're not alone. Amazing. That's a beautiful line. And Muneer, what a person should expect when he's joining Mastermind, and how can they join Mastermind?
So we focus on four things. One is accountability. The concept is you're lonely at the top. Is there a place where I can go ask for help and support, and people share me their learnings without judging, or and they don't judge me for a problem that I have. So these are four pillars. We believe in accountability. Somewhere we think as entrepreneurs, as individuals, we are lazy, and when people push us, we get more results. So one is accountability. Second is goals. We really focus on their goals, whether it is personal or business, and we track their goal to help them achieve it. Third is entrepreneurial tools. When they come, we bring in a lot of speakers, a lot of engagement happens where we teach them entrepreneurship. And fourth is a forum where the member gets an opportunity to present his or her biggest challenge, and the entire group brainstorms on that one challenge. And if they want to, and I'll take a story of Rupa, if they want to go for a 1 month holiday and enjoy their life and there's nobody to handle, then two of the other mastermind members runs your business. So Rupa can go on a holiday. She just went on a holiday last year for a month, and two mastermind members ran her business in her absence and got her the results.
And did more business than me.
Yeah.
And did more business than me. That month was the best month of the year.
That has been the story. If they want to join us, it's Oxygen Mastermind Group. It's a handle on Instagram and Facebook, or they can go and type Muneer Samnani. Just say hello to us and we'll help them out.
Wonderful. And Bijay, to last coming to you, how can somebody join BNI, and what is it there for them?
So let me start with what's it for them. Our primary purpose is word of mouth referrals. So members join this so that they can generate, qualified referrals from fellow members, which requires for them to put in the commitment to build relationships and build the trust. It is a strong commitment. It's not for everybody. And if anybody wants to just experience what it is like, we say go along to one of our chapter meetings. We have currently 21 active chapters and more coming up. There is this notion that BNI meetings happen early in the morning. That's not true. You are, I believe, launching a chapter which will be meeting in the evenings. So, there are different chapters. Most of them are in the morning because they work better in the mornings. But nothing stops a chapter from being at a different time. So just go along. One of the requirements is that you do need to be representing a business. So there has to be a legitimate business that you have, and then you can go along, really just experience it, see what it is. You don't have to commit to anything to go to a meeting. And then once you attend a meeting and you see how it all works, if you feel you want to be part of that, there is a whole application process, and they'll walk you through how to apply and become part of it. But no harm in just giving it a shot. Go and experience it. The worst that will happen is you'll meet probably about 40 or 50 people that you would not have otherwise met, and you'll get to know who they are, and then you don't have to go back again. That's okay.
Right, that's wonderful. So this is to our audience, that now you know how you can join these communities, and to let all of you know that the reason why I did this event, Power of Community, because Black Swan Business Setup Services, we are into company incorporation, and we are helping expats launch their businesses in UAE. And what we observe every year is that so many expats, they come, they get so many opportunities, they grow, they get overwhelmed. Many stay, but a lot of people still wrap up and go back. So my whole team, we were once brainstorming that what is happening, why are they wrapping up their businesses. So we got to know about 4 or 5 problems. Number one, going out of business. Number two, not getting good vendors and somebody spoiling your name and your something is stuck and it's not moving and you're bleeding money because you got a wrong vendor. Number three, you don't have anybody to motivate you for your wins, or when there is a small challenge, maybe you can pass it, but there is nobody else to, motivate you or guide you. So you're not in the right room at the right time, and that becomes the reason why they wrap up. So me and my team were brainstorming on ideas that what we can do to help them, and for every problem, the only answer that I was getting was a right community. If every expat who's coming to this country, and most of the expats, when they come here, they come with so many dreams, but they come alone. They hardly have family members, they hardly have friends, they don't have school friends, college friends, and they don't have that community that helps them in every part of their life. And that is when and why they burn out, and they fall in wrong situations, wrong advices. So the reason why we are asking our audience and the entrepreneurs and especially expats to join these communities, so you are in the right room at the right time, you get the right advice, you get the right people, you break the ice immediately. Because in UAE, to gain somebody's trust, maybe it will take 1 year, 6 months, but the moment you join a community, you break the ice in 5 minutes. The moment they see the badge, or they know that you are a mumpreneur, you are a BNI member, you are a mastermind, the ice breaks like this, and they start trusting you, and they start referring you or give that trust to you. And also you get reliable people, because people who are in their community for long, that means they must be there doing something credible. That's why they are in the community for long. So those people, you can go with your problems and get right advice, because the whole community is watching them. So it's the issue of credibility. So you get the right people. So these communities are solving so many problems, and this is the reason why I did this event today, because I wanted to pass this message. I myself have joined so many communities. So I was just sharing the story that when I was finding the solution to these problems, I tried to see what I did when I started the business and all the problems that I got faced. And then I saw that I was networking left, right, and center. I was going to every networking event possible. And the moment I got the communities which align with my goals and align with my values, I joined them. And that helped me grow in business and personal life. So the same thing I will suggest to everybody. So after the webinar, we will be sharing the video in all our social media handles, and we will also share the link of all your community pages of Facebook or LinkedIn, or Instagram. And I hope people, they do join you, and they understand the value, and they choose the right room at the right time to reach the right place. So thank you so much, Vijay. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Bilna. Thank you, Muneer. It means a lot that you gave this time to share your experience with our audience. And it was an amazing session. I enjoyed a lot. I got to know you guys more and your stories. I'm sure you four can also connect with each other, and can make a community of communities. That will be power of community. So thank you so much for your time. See you soon. Anything you would like to say before you leave, to the entrepreneurs, to me, to anybody, to the our guests today?
If I may, firstly, thank you so much for this initiative, Rupa. I think it's fantastic, and that kind of shows the leadership in you. The two tips I would leave to anybody out there: number one, it's never too late. So the best time to, there's a Chinese proverb: the best time to plant an oak tree was many, many years ago, but the next best time is today. And if you think that you need to be an extrovert, I am actually an introvert. I am a situational extrovert, but really given a choice, I'm very happy in a room doing my own thing, reading a book. But I think relationships are important and critical. And I think there is an opportunity for anybody in different networks there's a place for somebody in some network somewhere. So go out, don't hold back. Thank you.
That's all right. Thank you, Vijay. Dana, you were saying something?
Just that I'm very, I feel honored to be part of this, with all the community leaders and with you, Rupa. I think you did an extraordinary job. I really admire your skills to run conversations and monitor. I think you did amazing, and how much you care about your clients, and how you brainstorm and how you want to help. And yeah, I'm inspired by you. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
it was amazing connecting with you, BJ and Muneer, and seeing Bilna again. And for everyone out there, we are here, and yeah, we are in this together. So yeah, you are not alone.
Thank you. Bilna, you have any message?
Thank you so much, Rupa, and congratulations on being able to bring all four communities together for 1 hour on this platform for everyone else to see. So that's amazing. You did an amazing job in bringing the right topics on board so that everyone understands the real power of the community. Thank you so much for this session. And my message to everyone is just like Vijay said, the time is now. Whichever is the right community for you, go join. And I think one of the common things on a lot of leaders I've seen is they're actually introverts, but people think that they're extrovert. I myself am an introvert. I would also always prefer to sit myself close in a room. That's my best. That's the best of me. So, but when the situation requires, I do get on the stage and speak. But yes, so you don't have to worry that I don't know if I can connect with people. So that's nothing like that. So yes, go join whichever is the right network for you. Be there.
And finally, Muneer, do you have a message for everyone?
So first of all, thank you for having me and all of us. I'm sure you must have had a struggle to get all of us together at this time and must have gone back and forth. So thank you so much. And Rupa, you're the best. You already know that. I've been saying that the way you've been managing things at your level has been kudos to you. And I've seen your growth, past few years. And so you've been doing really good and great in what you're doing. I think you are a role model as a mompreneur, as a homepreneur, as an entrepreneur to a lot of women to see and look forward and take learnings from you and become one of you. Message, I think all three of them have done a good message. My only message is when in need, ask for help. Ask, and that's one thing that people should ask. There's no problem in asking, whether you're an introvert and an extrovert. Asking help would take you to the next level. And join communities, whichever communities you want to join, that can help you to go to next level. So I think people should not feel shy and just go and ask people.
Thank you everyone. So finally, this wonderful session, I'll end it with my last message that guys, no matter what you are doing, you always need somebody beside you. So I think the message of all of us that count on me when you need, because we counted on somebody. So I'm dedicated this song to all of you. And thank you so much for coming. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.